Welcome to Doctor Your Life, your weekly dose of health, hope, leadership, and inspiration. I'm your host, Dr. Michael, and with me here is a special guest whose life story and challenges will inspire you, Mr. Benedict Ahula. Please welcome to Doctor Your Life. Please, may I know who Benedict Ahula is?
Thank you very much. Good morning, Dr. Your Life family. My name is Teryima Benedict Ahula. I am a graduate of Benedict State University. I did my NYSC with the Teryima State University, and I'm currently living in Victoria Island, Lagos. And by the grace of God, I am gainfully employed. So I am into entrepreneurship, and the journey so far has been smooth. And it's a wonderful opportunity to be here with you and share my experience with you. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Benedict, for this wonderful opportunity to be in the house and to discuss a lot of things that pertains life and issues. And I believe we'll be able to gain one or two things through our discussion today.
By the grace of God.
Once again, this is Doctor Your Life, and I'm with a guy, an entrepreneur, a skilled barber since the university's days, and a young Nigerian whose handles and hustle have created opportunity beyond the barbing shop. So we'll be talking to this gentleman now, and I want you to stay, listen, and get inspired by his own life journey so far. Okay, Benedict, you've been an entrepreneur since your university days. What first pushed you into barbing and business?
Okay. Thank you very much for that wonderful question. I would say my zeal and my driving force.
Okay.
I think it greatly lies, in my upbringing. Like, it's why growing up, I used to see my mother as a very strong woman. Actually, all my life I've watched her multitask. So it's, even though she wasn't the most privileged, at least she gave her best to make sure that she brings us in the best way, brings her and my siblings up in the best possible way. So to a larger extent, I think that's where the zeal came from. Not just why I got in the university. It has been what I've been with all my life. Like, I've learned it from my mother, like that. So it has been a journey that is worthwhile.
Okay, that was beautiful. You can hear from him. It was a journey that begins from the family tree, from his mother. He learns all these things from his mother and is still going on with it. You see how family has an important role in the development of a child.
Yeah.
So when you nurture your child, that's why the Bible said that nurture a child the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it.
Yeah.
So always, parent has a lot to impart in children's life.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Benedict, many students struggle with finances, others struggles with purpose. What was your personal moments that made you say, let me start barbing to sustain myself?
Yeah, to a larger extent, like I've said before, I think there is no definite pointer to as to what spurred me into action, but I think it was, all goes back to my mother, like just getting used to, you are with a strong person, 100% chances that you emulate him or her.
Yeah.
So while growing up, I saw that we are not people who believe so much in manna from heaven and stuff.
Okay.
So she had that mentality, and it was transferred through default, like, to me. So I watched her multitask, and I too, when I grew up, aside from the normal classroom activities, I felt there was need to look at other sources, alternative sources of income to lessen her burden, because we were a lot. Like I said, I'm the last born out of 8 children, so it was not easy a burden
Actually,
for her.
demand is demanding for a parent like that to have such huge number of children, and catering for children like that takes a lot, even when you are financially buoyant. That's interesting. So, and you are the last born, and yet you are capable of going into 1 or 2 business to help yourself. That's beautiful. Okay, sir. I would like to ask you, was it a passion you already had, or did entrepreneurship just develop in you or find you by surprise?
Well, I would say it's all encompassing. All encompassing in the sense that I think the passion has been there. Because I can remember during my childhood, I saw my eldest brother. He was a barber too. So although he didn't take it as far as I have, though. But he was good at it, and I saw people appreciating him. So at that tender age, so it was a thing of that connected to, and then the desire not to just have one source of income also contributed. And I think the boiling point of it all was when I became of age. And if you have been to Benedict before, you know that we are stylists. So it's more like it's not really a competition with people, but then with yourself.
You tend to want to look good. Yes. Feel fancy and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's from there when I was going to my barber's shop, I became more and more fascinated by how people appreciated his work. I was personally a patron, so I appreciated his skill. Yes, his art, the way he was. You could see the joy of people even coming to pay money to get cut, and they are happy about it. They'll be bragging that without this barber I can't. So I felt like there is something in me that told me, no, you can actually learn this, because you are in the midst of the best. So
there are people that they have skills, but they don't want to develop these skills. They feel what is there. But I noticed that people that have skills and work on their skills, they derive joy, not even on the financial aspect of it, but the impact they make in people's life. That is, making someone smiles gives you also that joy and help you to grow more. And in that way, the finances will just come naturally without you giving yourself stress and other things. So it's actually a good one. So he has seen, you can hear from him, it was through somebody he became passionate about barbing. And so why not? There are things you can do. In your little corner, you might not know what impact you are making in other people's life. So why not just do that thing with the whole of your heart, whole of your strength? He said, what you find doing is what doing well. So if you can do it very well, other people will see it. His barber might not even know that this is what he chose from his heart. But looking at the fact that the barber was dedicated, committed, and have passion for what he's doing, and people are trooping in to do that, helps him to grow and also mentor somebody unknowingly. You see how beautiful that is.
Actually, he
knows that. That is beautiful. It's a great one. It's a great one. So I want to ask you, balancing school and business is not easy. How do you manage lecture, assignment, running a barber shop on campus?
It was not easy. Like the law of nature is that even in the day, if you go back to the Bible, God said to Adam that unless you toil on the soil before you eat. So, I'm coming. Like I said, I'm coming from a background where we believe in hard work. So it was it was actually just a matter of me making up my mind that this is what the task that I want to carry on. And then from there, the assignment, I had my timetable that guided me from when I have lectures and all of that. So it was more of sleepless night when I came back home to try to get accustomed to what I've got in the lecture room, developing my lecture notes and all of those things. So it was never an easy struggle, but it was worthwhile because at least it has proven over time that it's worthwhile.
So no matter what, the issue is that being committed to something yields a lot. Because you might feel this is stressful, I can't go to lecture, I can't come back and then go for a barbing shop and still learn how to barb and stuff like that, and the end of it, I don't know what the outcome may be. Is either I failed my exam or I failed to learn how to barb. But yet in the midst of it, you were able to cope with the challenges, and here you are today, that you are a barber not in Benwell only, but even in Lagos, Victoria Island, which is one of the biggest cities in Lagos, one of the tush area that a lot of people will say, if you are not in Victoria Island, you are not anywhere in Lagos. So that's beautiful. So what challenges did you face as a student entrepreneur, and how did you push through?
Yeah, the basic is one we have mentioned previously, timing, like I said. Like there were times when I literally had to cut off my customers just to go attend to, like, there are some
educational.
Yes, I don't play with academics actually. In the midst of all of this, I've never for once played with my academic activities. So there were times I had to, even at the beckon of money, when people were calling, I need to get my head cut, I knew that I had to attend to an academic purpose. So shuttling within the time of working and business and then school, it wasn't easy, but to the glory of God, I think that was my basic challenge. And then maybe let's say finances, because stay at that level, trying to harness money to own a shop and all of those things was not easy. So I think those were my two basic challenges at that time. So
that's great. That's beautiful. Your story is bigger than just barbing. You have nurtured into other skills and opportunity. Can you tell us some of the things you have built and achieved along the way?
Okay.
Yes. Like not just the barbing, other things that you've done so far.
Yeah, I've done a lot of things during my childhood, but aside from the normal businesses that we did back then, I think the most significant and two that I'm proud of, very, very proud of, is owning a pig farm. And that one was, it was just like I said, God speaks to people in different.
That's funny. That's beautiful.
God speaks.
I would love to go into farming, but farming is one of the difficult things.
It's just about that commitment and determination, like we have said. So that pig farm was, I think, it was one among my most proudest moments. Like when I got admission, I looked around and I felt I had money at my expenses at that time. So I felt that actually I had two businesses that time. One business that was running concurrently. That time I think we call it a daily contribution. I don't know how it's called in modern days though. But as at that time,
a daily contribution,
like people save money through you. It's a daily process. They save daily, and then at the end of the month, you give it back to them and for a fee, though. And so that was what I was doing after my secondary education. So after that, when I was to go to the university, I saw that there was the need to have an alternative, because I was moving away from my locality where I was doing this business. So I felt that I may not be able to run that business, and so I had to diversify.
And that business needs trust. Because if people don't trust you, you won't be able to.
Of course, convincing one man to give you money is not easy. And a lot of people, a lot of people at that time committed. At this time, I think I was around 18 years old, and that's the time when everybody, the young man's head is like, oh, I've become this and all of those things. But I don't know, maybe God wanted it to be that way, and people just believed in maybe at the antecedents of my family, because I don't even think people knew me to be too much of a I don't know how. The truth is that maybe you don't know how people look at you, but it was so easy to convince people that I can save your money and give it to you back at the end of the month with a little bit of a token. So it was very easy to convince people. Maybe because of the discipline my father's children has shown all over time. So it was very easy to start that. So while I was to move to the university, I had to set up a pig farm, because I was not going to be totally in control of the contribution business. So I had to diversify, and so that's how I set up my pig business. And I think that happens to be my most proudest business that I ever set up. So at that time it was.
So is the pig business still going on?
Yeah, it's still going on.
Okay.
Yes.
So like how many pigs do you have in your
no. The truth is that now I no longer see it as my personal business.
Okay.
Like it's more like
becoming a family business.
Yes,
okay.
yes. So anybody that has, since I'm not around now, I can't really monitor it based on how I live. So basically now it's my mom running the pig pen. Well, I think she has over 20 pigs under her control that she's training. So
apart from that, are there other things that you do also? Apart from the barbing pig and these investment stuffs?
Yeah, I did a lot of things back then, but I think I said, if you want to talk about my life, we may be here forever. So those
that's
I think
beautiful.
These three are just the ones that
because it's really hard these days to hear young people going into farming, like pig farming like that, because I believe it's one of the dirtiest so far job that you will be doing, because putting your hands on those things, clearing their pool and all these things gives you this thing. So, but for you to be able to build that is actually an interesting one. That's it. It's actually I really like that. So
actually, the experience is not really based on how people see it. I wasn't going into the pig farm business as a novice. And at this time I was widely read. I had already read some manuscript. So it was not the traditional way of doing pig. At least I set up my very neat pen, and I was customizing food for them. Like I had to pay the services of I think this guy was doing veterinary medicine, so he could actually compound food for you. I mean, so it was majorly a more of a modernized way of doing it. So it wasn't really that
which course did you actually study in university?
Okay, I studied library and information science.
Library and information science, and look at it, it doesn't even relate to what you are doing these days. It's actually making sense. Okay, so every successful person have a tough moment that shapes them. What was your biggest setback and how did you get out of it? Everybody have a moment that you say, that is over. I can't go on like this. What have you experienced? Have you reached that stage, and how were you able to overcome it?
Yeah, first off, I think I'm kind of lucky to come from the family that I am from. So I've not really had tough moments like that, because all my endeavors, you see, all in the midst of all of these things that I'm telling you I've done, I've not owned, in the midst of all my businesses at home, I didn't have a land that was mine. I was doing all of this on my father's land. So if not for the synergy and support of the family, it was easy. It shouldn't have been easy for me to get access to all of these things. But I think that could have been my toughest thing, maybe my most challenging moment, to get land to start all of these things. But my father already had one, and I was dwelling on it. So I think that's the biggest challenge that could have come. But then, given the family I'm coming from, I think it was very easy to navigate my way through. So I don't know.
That's interesting. So, what are the top three business entrepreneurship lessons you've learned so far, and you think you can teach in a young Nigerian? Three lessons, just three lessons.
Lessons abound, actually. So
yeah.
me narrowing it down to three. It's but I'll try. So first off, I'll say commitment, being real to your dream, like
being committed.
Yes, being committed to. Before that, let's talk self-discovery, like you discovering your purpose, like you know that this is what you need to do as a person that will keep you moving. I think that's the basic of all of it. And then the commitment to follow through to your dreams. Like, it's a different thing altogether to discover yourself that this is what I want to do. It's another different thing to develop a zeal to chase it to the point that you see it to be. And then I think the third one I would say is about setting your goals. Like that's what I'm telling you about. The family support is what I can never leave behind. Because when I came of age, I think by 17, my father was already giving me literatures of I think classic literature that even up to date I still consult for my. I remember him giving me a copy of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. At that time, I think it was the most timely intervention that I've ever had. Because I was coming from, at least I had friends. So I needed a manual to guide me aside from what I see people doing. So I think that book defined my life in a tremendous way. I read it and I think that was the basic of all of this. So I learned about goal setting in that material, and
that is really interesting. You can just hear it from the young man. He said, number one, discovering yourself. That is the first thing in life. If you can discover who you are, then know your purpose. Knowing your purpose. After you discover who you are, you'll be able to know your purpose. You'll be able to know what you need in life to move. Then you set goals. When you set goals, that is discipline. So if you don't do that, you end up just moving around. A lot of people would think, okay, I discovered myself. It's just beyond discovering yourself. Discovering yourself is another thing. Having a purpose is another thing, and then setting a goal is a total different thing for you. So you need to get those three things for you to be able to walk in the path you really want to be. Because for a successful journey, you need these three things. And I would like to recommend Purpose-Driven Life for you. If you are watching me today, please go and read Purpose-Driven Life, because it's one of the books that will enrich you and give you understanding of what life is all about. You are not just here for nothing. You've been created for a purpose, and you have to drive that purpose, and you have to pursue it with all diligentness, because that is the way to achieve your goals in life. Okay, the youth today look up to role models who are real and you can relate with at any time. What inspires you to keep going despite the challenges you have? Your family background, your family are not from the wealthy family, they are just there, everybody is struggling and trying to survive. Looking at the fact that you are the last born of 8 children, and already the third, the fifth, and all of them have gotten whatever they want. It's you now that is trying to survive. So do you really have a role model that actually you have following his path or stuff like that?
I think that's a very, very beautiful question. The truth is that my family was not really a poor family. like poverty is contextual.
The average.
Yes. I really want to point out the fact that us having the vision of where we wanted to go, like the vision that my father and mother had chose for us alone is a blessing. Like it's wealth already. So while growing up, I saw my siblings, the line that they followed. I knew I was not supposed to go wayward. So there is no better wealth than you see people who people who fail to
follow.
People who fail to bring up their children in that kind of line. You see them having issues even when they are gone. You see people having billions in their account, and when they die, their children squander or fight over it and kill themselves.
No, I totally get it.
So the purpose, like me knowing from childhood that I was supposed to go to school, acquire knowledge, and have my own stable life alone was wealth enough. So
one thing people don't understand in life is that wealth is not the amount you acquire. But the ability to give out. Even if I'm not talking about giving out money, there are different types of wealth. Your intellectual wealth, your financial wealth, your educational wealth. These are things that if you have them and can be able to give out. Okay, just you've said it, your family have created a path for you, and that is wealth itself. Creation of wealth is a path that you need to follow. And this is an interesting thing. If parents will actually have this understanding that wealth is not just gathering money for your children or building houses for your children. It's about developing a child. It's a train up a child the way he should go. And when he's old, he will not depart from it. And that's the greatest wealth that you can give a child. If you've given him that training, you've given him education, then all other things will be added. That is just it. So we need to understand that, and in that way we'll move on, and life will be a suitable place for us to live.
So my role model basically conclusively has been my family. Like I know that this is the right path that I am to follow. So it was not complicated for me going out to look for role models outside. I already have my role models that I was interacting with
daily, and you are getting whatever you need.
The advices and support and all of those
So
things.
you see, all this while we've been talking, you can just hear what he emphasized on family. Family is the key to everything in life. If peradventure today you have your mother and father, I'm telling you, be grateful, because these are people that will direct your life, that will become a role model. Sorry for those that may have had rough with their families and their parents, but still that doesn't stop you. Your father doesn't mean somebody that gave birth to you. There are people that can stand in as fathers for you, and it will go. Your pastor can stand in as a father. Your brother can stand in as a father. People around you that you know they are respectful can stand in as your father, and they can mentor you towards life itself. The lesson you will learn from them, it will go a long way in helping you to shape your life and to correct those mistakes that others have made, so you yourself won't make that mistake. So that is it. I'm really enjoying our conversation at this moment. So I would like to ask you, do you have anyone that you mentor? Looking at the fact your family are your mentor, who are you? Do you really have people that you are mentoring into the business world, the social, the economical, the psychological, and the intellectual aspect? Do you have people you mentor?
I have several. Like I said, I've been into different fields of life and different phases. There were times I used to do music. I'm a lover of music, so even currently I do.
You also do music. Can you just say that this guy is full of everything? He's a farmer, the barber, the musician, the inventor, and stuff. That's interesting.
So at while growing up, I had people that walked up to me deliberately saying, "I love what you do. I want to be part of this." And then during my music career, I had some guys that were the issue with me is I was doing this and still my priority was still academics because of my background. So I didn't give my full attention to it like other people abandoned everything to go do it. So at that time I was doing music, but it was basically for the love I have for it. And so some guys walked up to me and say, "We really love what you are doing. Can you put us through?" So I did that to the best of my ability. Some of them have tracks to their name, and they are currently as we speak, they are still doing it. And then while I was done with my NYSC, I came back home and I set up a shop, and as I was the hairstylist, and I had some apprentices under me that I was mentoring into becoming like people. They walked up to me, and it was not just about the skill; it was about my person. So at that point, I had the privilege to mentor them in the way that I want, because it is not just about making the money, right? You can make a lot of money, but what you use it to do is another different thing. Like for instance, drug abuse is prevalent these days. Yes, so somebody can actually make money in the morning, and in the evening you'll be overdosed in the drugs or alcohol, as the case may be. So those that were I was privileged to mentor. These were the ways that I had to speak with them all the time, telling them like it is not just about making the money, it's about learning this. So when they came to me, they knew most definitely that here is not where you will come and you'll be overdosed in drugs or alcohol and stuff like that. So it was a privilege. And then finally, I think as you know, I've taught for a significant time of my life too. Like when I was done with school, during that my time, I told you, I set up a shop and I was also a teacher. So with that, I was able to mentor a lot of children whom even till today they call me and they are thankful that our paths crossed. Yes. So it has been a lot of it has been a journey full of experiences and all of those things. But I think to the best of my ability, I have. It's innumerable. Like I can't even remember the number of children.
This is beautiful, because the issue is people freely as you receive, freely should you give to. Because what we lack in our generation is you've been given that mentorship power, and you've learned the mentorship. You have to look for somebody to also pass it across, and it goes a long way in helping other generation. Looking at this Gen Z generation, whereby they believe in seeing Davido is my role model, Kiss Daniel, and the rest of them. They end up not getting the right thing, because these are people that don't even know them, they are not even close to them. But when you have one-on-one interaction with your mentees, it goes a long way in developing a lot of people. So please, if you are out there into businesses, doing other things and a lot of things, please look for someone that you can transfer that energy to. Not just the skill, but transfer the character, the ability. You can just hear what he said. A lot of people, street barbers today, tend to go into drugs, substance abuse. After getting the money, they use it for other things. But he's a disciplined person. He was able to stand and even nurture people that they shouldn't follow that pathway. So the best is not just give skills, give character. It goes a long way in helping, because skills can be there, but character will maintain it. Your skills can draw people to you, but when you have character, it will maintain the people. That's why they say a beautiful girl can attract men, but her character keeps them. It's either it keeps them or it chases them away. So that's how life is. So I would like to ask you, so far, where do you see your brand that is both as a papa and also an entrepreneur, looking at the fact that you are doing a lot of things that I can't even begin to mention.
Yeah.
What do you see? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
Wow. I think that's a very significant question actually. But to answer you straight up, I think I see my brand very far from here, like in 10 years. As a matter of fact, 10 years is too much for me. Like, I'm looking at myself in the next 5 years, and I see me being a globally known figure in whatever I do. So it's not as if we are giving up on Nigeria, but then it's about chasing your dream and to the fullest of your potential. So I think I see myself practicing my dream and doing my businesses well beyond the shores of this country in 5 years. Emphatically, 5 years, I should have my brands going all over the world. And I think that's how far I see it to go.
Yes, okay. Okay, that's interesting. I would like to also ask you this question. Are there new ventures? Looking at the fact that you have plenty things doing, so everyday life is revolving. Are there new ventures or dreams you are preparing to launch for us again, apart from the pig farming, the investments program, then the teaching and other things? Are there new things that you are about to launch for us? Can we get them?
Yeah, for now, I don't think I have a lot of new projects actually. What I want to do now is to focus on my job and then focus on my skill for now. So to see how then I can combine the two effectively. I didn't want to do just one thing. I didn't want to have just one source of income. So it has always been like that. So for now, I think I am okay with just these two, my employment, my job, and then my skill as my side hustle. So I think these two for now are very okay for me. I'm seeing how I can make them global brands. Like I am still going for further studies, and then I am still carrying my skill along. So nobody knows where I'm going to be in the nearest future. So for now, it's just these two basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what legacy do you want your story to leave for young Nigerians out there who are aspiring to become entrepreneurs and also go to school? There are young people that now their mindset, everybody is thinking, what will I do? Should I go into school? Should I stop school? Looking at the fact that the school nowadays doesn't even give you what you want. So what are the legacies you want to leave for young Nigerians?
Yeah, I think to a larger extent, I don't know what you mean by school is not paying though, but I think my advice would be still back to the self-discovery. I don't know how you can actually discover yourself and be wise, as in to be able to see the opportunities around you. Entrepreneurship basically is more like knowing a need, identifying a need, and profiling a solution to it.
Yes.
So in the modernization and all that has taken over, information explosion and all of those things, I don't see how you can discover yourself to identify a problem and find a solution to it without being educated. So it's more like
you are trying to tell me that even education is even self-discovery.
Yes.
It helps you to discover yourself,
who you
are and
yes.
your capability and
yes.
what you can do. So education is not just going to school, obtaining a degree, and getting a job. It's about discovering yourself and the parts you can. So because a lot of people tend to say, I'm educated, but I don't have job. Nigeria is but yet there are people that still enjoy. So one thing I want you to know is that education is not there to give you money.
Sure.
It's there to make you discover your purpose. It's there to make you discover your skills. And when you discover that, then you'll be able to make money out of it. So that's just what education, is an enlightenment
Yes.
to what life is all about.
Sure.
So it's just for you to understand this is how life is all about. Then you move towards it and pursue your
Chase
career.
your dream faithfully.
Yeah, I really like that.
Stay faithful to your dream. Discover yourself and stay faithful to your dreams.
Okay, so if you can make a powerful sentence to inspire the young Nigerians, what will you say?
Just be you. Just faithful to you. Listen to your inner self and just be you. Do not try to be somebody else. Just be you. Identify your purpose. Know who you are and live all your life trying to be a better version of yourself. Be a better version of yourself.
I like that.
Every day.
I like that. Know yourself. Discover yourself. Try to be a better version of yourself. That is all that matters. Yeah. Any other thing doesn't matter. It's just you understanding yourself. So how can people follow your work, book your services, and connect with you?
Yeah, my social media platforms are still active. On Facebook at Teryima Ahula. That's my username. Teryima Ahula. Teryima.
Yeah, it will be display on the screen.
So that's my Facebook page, and then my YouTube channel is Teryima TV. Go there, you see the works that I do. I'm also into content creating, so that's another aspect of it. So you go there, you follow all my works, and you can book our services. And my phone number is displayed right on the screen, so you can do well to reach out on WhatsApp and other social media platform, and I will be glad to give you the best of my service.
Wow. Thank you very much, Benedict, for sharing your journey with us.
Thank you, sir.
Your story reminds us that success is not about where you start. It's about where you are going, your determination, and where it will raise you to. So to everyone listening to us, this is Doctor Your Life, where we discuss issues pertaining life, not just your health. We talk about life issues, challenges, and proper solutions to it. You can hear this young man, what he has said so far. So it's interesting that you always follow us on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, and also Instagram, because we always give out the best. And so always tune in with us. This is Doctor Your Life. Stay healthy and stay safe.